Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We're going to change the factory radio in the Encore. It's a Xera. I don't know how you pronounce it. Xera. I'm just not a big fan of the brands that they put in there. I have, a couple of our units have the Xera brand, and I already changed the TV out, but I'm going to change this screen out today. This one's a 10-inch screen that's in here now. I'm going to put a 13-inch screen that I bought, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. And I'm also going to change out the speakers that are in the ceiling because they are really poor quality and I can't hear them when I'm driving down the road. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to hear them a little bit better while I'm driving. And I also bought some 3D printed wedges that are going to point the speakers more toward the front of the coach because they're behind me right now. Here we go. Bluetooth pairing guide. Oh, here's a diagram of the whole back of the chassis, which is kind of useful. It's got a navigation system built in. Oh yeah, that's nice. GPS antenna, radio antenna, external microphone. We got all that stuff here. I might even put it, it comes with another microphone. I'm going to add another microphone because the one that came with this coach stinks. USB cable. .4G antenna. 4G antenna. GPS antenna. Another USB extension. Alright, so this looks like it's the main harness to plug into the back of it. This was I'm going to have to wire. Everything looks like it is labeled pretty clearly. Oh, here's the microphone. Yeah, the mic that's in there now, I can't have a conversation with somebody. I don't know if it's just a location. There's a set of screws. Okay, so windscreen on that. I might have to run this somewhere. I don't know where yet. Alright, here's the actual double DIN radio. There's nothing to it. That's wild. That's it. It looks like there's a couple spots in here to clip the screen onto. And I would imagine that there's a ribbon connector that comes out of the front here too. And then the back, USB connection, GPS antenna, 4G antenna. Everything's clearly labeled. Front camera, center camera, camera power. Here is There it is. There's the screen. All right, here's the speakers that I bought. There's 300 watt. This is the 3D printed wedges. You can see they're, I guess, about 1.25 inches on the fat side, and they go all the way down to about 3/16 of an inch on the skinny side. And they're going to go underneath the speaker, so just to angle toward the driver's seat a little bit. Let's check these speakers out. Magnet works. There it is. That's a nice piece. That's what it looks like inside. It's about 3.5 inches deep. A lot of styrofoam insulation in there. And I just made note when I took the wires off. If you see, there's a little dot. You can see it right there. I just want to make sure that I put the same wire back. This yellow one came off the dot, so I want to put it the same way back to make sure that they're still in phase. If you wire them backwards, one speaker backwards, it'll be out of phase. All right, so before I put the new speakers in, I got to do a little bit of adjustment to the wiring. What I pulled out of there were just regular spade connectors, female spade connectors. So I'm going to put new male spade connectors on the ends of the cable that it came with, because these things are smaller. The new ones are smaller, and I want to use cabling that came with it. And rather than do the work up in the ceiling because of the styrofoam that's up there, I'll do everything right here on the table and then plug them in. I got the heat to turn off, but now I got the rain hitting the ceiling. Alright, well, hopefully you can see this and not have to worry about the rain hearing it. But there it is, hooked up, the new speaker. There's the other ends. I'm going to go plug them in, set this, and then we'll start working on the harness for the new radio, so that I only have a plug to go into this end and then the plug to go in what's existing in the RV, because it's not a factory plug that was in there, but I found the mate for it, so I'm going to make up the harness. Here's the mate for what's going in there. I'll put the link for this, the parts that I bought, I'll put the link down in the description. I bought them on Amazon. So yeah, this is what's in there. I'm going to make one of these up so that it's just a jumper between this guy for the new radio. This one goes into the radio here, and I'll just make it exactly like the one that came out. So all the speakers go in the right spot, the power goes in the right spot. I'll show you that in a couple minutes. I'm just going to shoot one screw in here to hold it up, and then I'll screw the rest of the speaker after I wire it. All right, let's see how we get access under here. This thing's Velcroed on. So that comes off. That gives us access to the inside of the radio. So I should be able to work with that. Let me get the front of this thing off too. There was a nut and a washer inside. One on each side. They're out. I'd imagine that there's a couple on the bottom too. Yeah, this one fell out. Quality control. Over here. So it's not horrible. So this thing's got to come up. And then the whole chassis will slide out of here. Slides up like that. And so here's the comparison. This is the radio that we just took out, and this is the 10-inch screen. And here's the screen that we're putting in. It's significantly larger. What an upgrade. It's going to be great. Especially for old guys like me. Alright, here we go. go get the screen and pop the screen on before I bolt anything together, because I want to make sure it at least powers on. So that's the back of the screen where I plug that ribbon cord in. It's got those 2 locks on it. That ribbon goes in the back of the screen there, and then it plugs in, and then I'm going to fire it up. The screen's in. I raised it up as much as you can go. There's an adjustment on the back of it. It looks like this. So you just move the tabs up or down. So I moved it to the highest setting possible to get a little bit of clearance underneath the bottom here. This is the traction control button. This is the hazard lights. This is the old microphone that I moved in just to cover up the hole from the old USB. I swapped the USB port over this side. So I'm going to turn it on. It loads really fast. And that's it. That's in Waze. We'll go back home here. Go check out some apps. So now it's trying to connect to my iPhone. I'm an Apple guy, and this is an Android unit, so I haven't decided whether I'm going to go to Apple Carplay or just use my phone for tethering, use the Android unit, because I have all the apps on it except for Maps, Apple Maps, which I use most of the time for GPS. I could have all the apps that I need in, that's really cool, Iron Maiden. So we'll go home again, we'll go to the apps here. So here's all the apps, and if you can see, we can go to YouTube Music, we have regular YouTube there, Sirius XM, and there's Google Maps. So this RV Life over here also has a GPS in it, RV Trip Wizard, that I sometimes use as well. Like I said, you can even go into the Harvest Host app for traveling. I didn't log into the account yet, my Harvest Host account. And we'd love for you to share this video on your social media to help grow our community. Who's that dude? Appreciate you watching, and now let's go tackle this installation. So one thing I'm going to stress is this thing now has the capability of playing movies. You can play Netflix, you can obviously play YouTube on it. Please, if you put one of these in, don't play movies while you're driving down the road and get distracted. I'm going to use it for navigation like I always did, and music. And when I'm stopped, I can use it as a computer too. Don't watch movies while you're driving, please. And I will see you down the road.